Folks, the views given in this video are strictly my opinion. We visited the location of Virginia's first Walmart, Big Stone Gap in Wise County. That Walmart opened in 1984 and closed in 2019. The reason given for closing this historic Walmart that was a very important part of the community by Walmart was that they couldn't come to an agreement with the property owner and be able to expand their store to include a line of groceries. So they closed the whole thing. To me, that's a flimsy excuse, in my opinion, to blank over a community that had supported you for nearly 40 years. Walmart comes into these communities, damages smaller businesses, causes many to close. They gained the loyalty and support of the locals, mostly because they have nowhere else left to shop but at the new Walmart. And then, when it suits them, they make up a reason and they leave. Walmart, in my opinion, has a history of making up reasons. You noticed that they started closing the super centers in the middle of the pandemic at 11 o'clock at night to protect us from the pandemic. They started closing their stores at the times they was least crowded to keep people from spreading something. That doesn't make a lot of sense. What does make sense is their stores wasn't making as much money, the supercenters, as they would have liked after 11 o'clock at night. They used that as an excuse to start closing them at 11, and they're still closed at 11. If you disagree with me, show me a Walmart supercenter which has started staying open all night again. Anybody who watches this channel knows I'm big on free market and I'm big on small business. But they know that I am suspicious of the motivations behind any large corporation. I shop at Walmart myself. I'm dependent on Walmart for a lot of stuff. But it's a fact that Walmart is putting its brick and mortar stores, the stores that made it a corporate giant, made it the biggest retailer in America. They're putting them on the back burner and neglecting them so they can try to compete with Amazon. And anybody who's ever went shopping on Walmart website knows that they've got a lot of improvement to do there before they're going to be able to compete with Amazon. But, it's like the old saying, thanks for the one who brung you. Walmart became this corporate giant, this incredible, large corporation through brick and mortar stores and providing service to customers. Now, have you noticed in their stores, the service ain't what it used to be? You have to check yourself out. If you can find a checker that's open, a human checker, it's like one or two checkers and it's a big line, so you end up having to check yourself out. You don't get a discount for actually doing a job for Walmart. You're being a checker for them. They should give you at least, say, 5% off your grocery bill for being a checker for them. As a matter of fact, since you're doing a Walmart employee's job, a checker's job by checking yourself out, maybe you should get the employee discount every time you use the self-checkout. How about that, Walmart? That's all my opinion, though. That's my opinion. Without further ado, let's check out the site of this former Walmart, and I'll make some more valid points in our visit there. Folks, this big empty space here is what happens when corporate America gets all it can get out of small town America. After it has milked the golden calf dry, it pulls up stakes and leaves, and in this case, it sometimes takes the building with it. This is Big Stone Gap, Virginia, and there used to be a Walmart here. But after Walmart got all it thought it could get out of Big Stone Gap, Virginia, hit left and told the folks in Big Stone, hey, you got a super center in Johnsonville, Virginia, what, about 30 miles one-way trip down the road, and you got one up in Norton, and that's going to be 24 or 30 miles two-way trip. And you know it is a two-way trip if you go to the store because you have to come back. Now, that may not be a big deal if you have a good car, but a lot of the Walmart customers don't have that good of a car. Many times when we first got together, we drove cars that we called town cars, not because they was Lincolns, but because we was afraid to go out of town in them.
That was to get you
They would quit. They used to get you down to the store, and you was afraid to go out of town in them. But not only did I did some videos up here before, so I will put a picture here of what Walmart looked like when it was here. It's quite a while ago when they closed, but we came back today and found out the building was gone. A little bit of hope, though. If there's somebody local can tell us, a little bit of hope is this big pile of gravels. Hopefully, that signifies that somebody more permanent than Walmart maybe is going to build something here. Because that looks like, that may be the beginning of a foundation. Now, guys, it may sound like I'm being harsh on big corporations, but here's the facts. And I don't think there's a good argument you can put against these facts unless you're a corporate executive, and your bonus depends on you putting an argument against them, is these big places, not just Walmart, but other places like Target and stuff, and even chain supermarkets, they come in to a small town with their massive buying power. And the first thing to suffer is the local grocery stores. They do not have that buying power. And a lot of times to establish themselves, these chain businesses is given permission to undercut the local stores, even if it means at a loss. Now, I know that may sound a little harsh, but I know that from folks who have told me that works in those industries. They're willing to take a loss, the corporation is, for a while to put the other businesses out.
Yep.
So the local grocery stores, if they have a gas station, the local gas stations,
Yep.
the local hardware stores, local clothing stores, local shoe stores, all ends up going out of business. And here's a pretty good example of it right here at this little strip mall. As you can see, like my wife said, so they just tore it off the end of the building and left. But now it was up here vacant for a long time. The reason it's gone is hopefully maybe somebody's going to build something here.
You got this big,
that will be more permanent.
Big old parking lot here and a big old empty space with nothing in it.
Well, hopefully, those gravels, like I said, signifies maybe something is coming.
Yes.
More permanent than Walmart.
Because this is just sad.
We're going to take a walk and see how it just affected this little mall.
Yeah, because
here, they're trying to hold on.
Wasn't they a grocery up here?
Yeah,
there was a Goodwill up here.
The Goodwill's closed. We'll walk by those. Here is a pastry place. Looks open. The Rent Down's open. Those are usually the last to go anywhere. Is Rent Downs. But now there's a Mexican restaurant here that is very popular.
Yeah, I see that.
Most of these cars is for the Mexican restaurant, and a few of them is for the Dollar Tree, which is still here. But you see here is a, I don't know if this is storage for the Rent Down or a mattress and furniture store that went out of business. What do you think, sweetie?
Looks like they're kind of just storing some
here's a Cato's.
Overflow here.
Here's a Cato's is gone.
Yeah, Cato's is gone.
Yep.
And let's see.
Yep.
That's still storage. An overflow hell there.
Yeah.
And then there's the Mexican
restaurant.
The
restaurant is open. Looks like it's doing well. Little Mexico.
Smells good.
Yeah, smells good. Always smells good. I love Mexican eating.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Whew.
Make me hungry.
Didn't think I was hungry.
But now
what was this? I can't
You can
remember.
look. Let me show the folks a little bit of the parking lot here.
What was this?
This was, I think it'll tell us on the door, I
I
hope.
don't remember. Something here.
Oh, this was Goodwill.
This was the Goodwill?
This was, I think, the original Goodwill, and they moved it to the end.
It was down there on the end.
Yeah, but I think it was here first, and then they moved it down to the end.
Yep.
And then they just closed it. Yeah, that was the original spot for Goodwill. And here is This was a food line.
Yes.
I think Walmart actually killed this before they
Looks
left.
like it needs some repairs.
Yep.
Probably maybe why they
What?
taking it out, maybe.
What? No, it's been vacant for a long time, so
Oh.
that's just the state of disrepair of not being kept up.
They got this caution tape here.
Yep.
They don't know. My cup of coffee.
You got your coffee,
It's
don't you?
keeping my hands
You like
warm.
McDonald's coffee,
I
though, don't you?
do. That's actually what I drink.
She
at
drinks
home.
it at the
That's
house.
what I buy from Walmart or wherever.
Yeah.
It's my McDonald's coffee.
Yeah. Hey, look.
I shopped in here.
No loitering, soliciting, skateboarding, rollerblading, no business.
I remember we came in here and shopped one time.
Yeah, we actually, when we lived in Virginia, we drove
Picked up a
here
few things.
and stopped here because
then
we
we-
like little things like this little strip
Yeah, and then
mall
we
on
went
this
into
hill.
the Dollar Tree. We checked out Goodwill. And
So Food Line's really, has been out of business quite a
Yes.
while. Like I said, Walmart nailed them quite a while ago. And it was a small Walmart. It wasn't a super center.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you something, a friend of mine told me about it. Here's a Dollar Tree, which is still in business. Here.
I love these little things. I'm
Yeah.
going to have to pick up a couple more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all right.
Um,
And down here was the last location of Goodwill, which it's gone.
it was a really nice Goodwill.
Anyway, a curious note about Walmart. Now, I never seen this myself, but a friend of mine told me that Ric Flair actually done a book signing in the Walmart right here at Big Stone.
Oh, wow. The door
Yeah,
is open.
they shouldn't have tore the building down for that. I mean, it should have been made a national historical mark.
Hello. Is anybody there?
And this used to be the last location of Goodwill.
Wow.
Hello.
What happened here?
Hello.
It don't smell good in there.
No,
Yuck.
smells a little moldy.
Ugh,
Door's wide open, man.
yucky. The door is open and the lock is on the door.
Yeah.
Don't that kind of
Yeah,
need to do something with the door?
yeah, that's one of those key locks. They
Yeah,
lock the
but
key on the inside of
the
it.
door is
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, look, watch this. I love this. You know, you got the key lock. The key that fits this lock is in here, and then you've got this sign: restricted area, authorized personnel only. And then you've got this door wide open.
Yeah, it's open.
Yeah, look at this, man.
Yep.
Now we're not stepping in.
Oh no,
it's not posted
I don't want
though.
to. It's
Right here, this door isn't posted, but I'm not stepping in for
got
my
a foul
own
smell in there.
for my own safety's sake, because I don't like mold and mold don't like me. But that's it.
Sure
That's
don't.
what's become of this little mall.
Hey,
So, folks, when you can, I know sometimes when your budget's tight, you have to go to where the absolute cheaper price is.
Dollar Tree.
But when you can,
It used to be Dollar Tree.
when you can, though, support the local businesses, because the local folks ain't going to do this. They ain't going to pack up and leave town and tell you, oh, you got 120 miles away, no problem.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
You got to support small business. That I totally agree.
Because, you know, all these corporations does these campaigns
Absolutely.
about how much they care about people, how much they care about communities.
because small
That's how
town,
much- yeah.
because small town, they care about
Yeah.
where they're at.
Well, you go look at the empty space over there, and that's the reality of how much they care. They put a little money into charities, a little money into this, and yes, it is a little money compared to how much they make.
Yeah.
And try to sell themselves as members of the community.
And now look what it did.
Yeah.
They're going to try to come back, though, looks like.
Now, you know, there's a lot of good folks I know who works at these places.
Yeah.
And, you know, I love you guys. And, you know, I worked at places, you
Yeah.
know. But the fact is a lot of these employees, well, they can tell you the story better than I can.
Absolutely, yeah.
So. You don't think that's too controversial, do you, for my channel? I mean, it's the truth. Is the truth controversial? There's a
Truth.
big hole over there where Walmart used to be.
The truth's the truth. It looks like to me they're probably going to do something in there and redo it.
I don't know. I got a
Ripping
feeling.
all that out of there like
No, I got a
that?
feeling that'll be empty for a while.
I think they're going
Hopefully-
to take her out of there. What do you say?
Hopefully, up where Walmart's at,
I bet you they tear it down.
they might tear it off.
Because why
the end
would
of
you
there.
do all that?
Yeah.
ripping all that out of there, take
Yeah.
the windows out and stuff. This is just beautiful to be up here and see this. You can do like a 360 and see all the mountains. It's just beautiful. The view up here is nice. The trees ain't greened out yet. They're getting there. They'll get there.
Yeah, this is on a hilltop here
Yes,
in
beautiful.
Big Stone Gap. It's a beautiful
Beautiful
place, and they got plenty of parking lot, man. Look at that.
It's big and roomy,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Lots of parking up here.
Yeah, judging from the marks I see in the parking lot, it has tempted some people into doing donuts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know anybody would do that.
No. That is a dangerous, illegal thing to do.
I wouldn't want to do nothing like that.
I would not endorse that. I would not suggest that. That burns tar, rubber that you need later, and there it's hard on your suspension. And I'm sure we do not endorse these. It's the Appalachian version of crop circles. Well, folks, thank you for walking with me and listening to my rant on corporate America not caring all that much for small town America. I apologize if you're a corporate executive or whatever, you know. I'm sure you have bonuses and stuff that softens the blow of a little YouTuber criticizing you. But, you know, so sure you're not worried about it. But at any rate, thank you folks for hanging out with me, listening to my rant. I don't rant too often on this. I think I went through one rant, and one was really hostile on a guy who was suggesting everybody in Appalachia, every single person in Appalachia had addiction issues.
My cup's empty.
Oh, okay, we got to go. Okay.
My cup's empty. I'm getting cold. I've got no coffee to keep me warm.
We've got to go. We got to get out of here. Thank y'all for coming with us. What do we say at the end of these crazy videos where I rant? Bye. God bless you, folks.
Catch y'all in the next one.
Yeah. She's running.
Make an 8. Oh my goodness.
I used to know some boys so good they would
Hey.
and could.
I wish that